I learned a couple of things about Fitz, and a couple of things that I learned to admire about Fitz, really even before I started working here. I was interviewing for the sports editor's job in, I guess it was May of 2000. And two things that struck me about the interview. I came over here to the newsroom in Bluffton, and the first was that we didn't start on time. And it's not because Fitz lacks punctuality. It's because while I was sitting in his office, he got a phone call from a former employee. And she was calling to ask him about basically career advice. And, he stopped and gave what I thought was very thoughtful advice to her about a possible career choice. And it just struck me that, here's somebody that's not in his newsroom anymore, and somebody who probably will not work in his newsroom again. And that's something I've seen basically through the years, is the regard that Fitz has for his employees. The second thing, the same day in the interview, we went to lunch. Went over to the old Belfair Cafe, which is no longer there. But at one point in the conversation, Fitz puts down his fork, looks at me, and goes, "Kid, I don't know anything about sports. I just want to have a good sports section." So I knew at that point that I'd found a home. This was But that's not really my first impression of Fitz. You see, when I was still a sports writer at the Gazette, I dated a girl who was also a sports writer at the Packet, and she told me about this crazy guy that they had hired to be the executive editor at her newspaper. Well, Fitz's office was right next to the sports desk, and he was a pretty good guy, pretty good sort, except late at night, because as was commonly the case on a football Friday night, or maybe after the Heritage or after the Family Circle Cup, the sports department might order a pizza. Might be the only thing they had to eat in hours. Well, once the aroma started wafting into Fitz's office, it was all over with. He'd come out uninvited, fling open the pizza box, and just take a slice for himself. Now, in Fitz's defense, he does tend to keep himself very well stocked in toast cheese. However, when that orangey goodness has been consumed, he's going to go on the prowl. I mean, the guy's like a bear in a picnic basket factory. It doesn't matter if it's fried. It doesn't matter if it's baked. It doesn't matter if it's locked in your desk drawer. Fitz is going to find some food when he's hungry, and he doesn't care if it has his name on it or not. So this got me thinking, Jill, you're going to have to leave him at home sometimes. There's no telling what state the cabinets are going to be in by the time you get back home. Child locks.